Yo, people, welcome back to another episode of Two Up Front. Of course, I'm your host, Major, and I'm with my brother Ace. Ace, what are you telling me, bro?
Hey, I'm good, man, Major. I'm good. You know, I was thinking of this before you went live.
What?
Whenever I ask you how you're doing, you're like, yeah, highly blessed, highly favored. Bro, I
Mm-hmm.
think mine today, is overworked and highly tired, man. I'm
Oh,
so
gosh.
tired. This week has been so long. But hey, as always, though, not going to let that take away from this being a very good stream, I know you're excited to talk about this one. I think there's a lot to get into. So, yeah, we'll get into it. But
I'm just
I'm good,
excited
bro.
to talk
How
about
you
football,
doing?
bro. Hey, man, you know how it
Yeah, I'm
goes,
sure you
bro.
are, man.
Hey, man, I'm just excited to talk about football. But yeah, nah, bro, you know how it goes. Highly blessed, highly favored. And yeah, man, there's a lot to discuss today. Obviously, we are doing this episode later than usual, but you know, man, we always find a way. Like even when there's obstacles, we find a way. So you know, I know certain people wanted to potentially cancel this episode, but we said nope. We owe a responsibility. We owe a responsibility to the people,
Yeah,
regardless.
Okay, I don't mean that. You were like.
So yeah, but yeah, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, man. Like again, whoever tunes in, whoever you know what I always say, but I'm always gonna say it, and I normally say it at the end, but I'll even say it now. Like, yeah, just really appreciate all of the support and whoever's been supporting and engaging with the content we've been making. And yeah, man, like hopefully we're able to have a really enjoyable stream and we can have some interaction with some of you. And yeah, bro, you know what? With this weekend, there's a lot of potential places to start. Like I think there were some big results this weekend and we could go different ways. But I think it's only right we start with a two up front team. And I think it's only right that we start with, you know, the
Bro, you
team
know
you
what? Yeah, I feel
predicted.
like we're too biased sometimes to
Nah,
pick
bro.
teams. Because
Nah, bro.
you know what? No. Let me just say this, man. I saw Bournemouth do something for the first time in their history, bro. For the first time in their history, they did something magical. But you want to talk about Arsenal? But hey,
you're 100% right.
You're 100%. I just want to point that out. I knew what you were gonna do, but I was hoping you were gonna be a little bit different.
You're 100% right. Nope, you were wrong, bro. You did. Take the credit back, bro. I'm shallow as you think I am. We're starting with the Arsenal. That's where we're gonna start with. So, bro, you know what? There's a lot of things to say potentially about this game, but before I give my input, I'm gonna give you the platform. And I'm going to allow you to share your thoughts on the game. And yeah, like, what did you think of the result? Of course, lost 1-0. Like, I know, obviously, that wasn't the result that either of us predicted. And yeah, man, but we also did say that St. James's Park is a very difficult place to go. And yeah, it's not an easy game. But you know what? I was just about to go into the manner of the performance, but I'm gonna give you the platform to speak about what you thought on the game.
All right. Yeah, nah, man. Obviously, very disappointing result because I think we both spoke about going into the match that off the back of our start to the season so far, as difficult as a game this was or is, we had to still go there and get all 3 points because we couldn't afford to drop further behind Liverpool and further behind City, which obviously we'll get into later. So, yeah, man, went there thinking it was going to be tight. I know we both predicted 2-1. We thought, it'll be a tough game. But based on how Newcastle have been playing this season so far, we thought Arsenal would still just edge it just because of how much we needed to win as well. But that wasn't to be. Because, man. So, overall, disappointing performance. Then getting into the game, man, I think it's really unfortunate because I feel like this is where the people who criticize Arteta, give him a lot of stick. This is where he also deserves it as well. People who criticize our summer window, this is where they're proven right as well. Because it's a real shame that losing someone like Odegaard can have such a massive impact on our general creativity, how we play in general. Don't get me wrong, there's probably even been periods even with him in the team where we haven't been as creative or as exciting or you kind of just it doesn't matter as much when you're getting the wins. But obviously, once you're now not winning, then all the naysayers, everyone, it just ramps up, man. It's a shame that we also are a fan base where it's just like any situation, it just gets completely amplified. So I don't know if you want to talk about that as well later on. But so yeah, man. But yeah, so from our creativity point of view, it was just a really boring game from us. I think Newcastle, they did what they had to do in it. Like they came, I saw people try to criticize Martinelli, try to say, oh, we weren't, but at some point, too, man, I'm like, these lot are being triple teams. I was like, Newcastle was set up to really stifle us, and it was still really dangerous on the transition as well. We both spoke about, I think I even mentioned it before the game, that Gordon on the transition, Isak is starting to get goals. And yeah, that first goal by Newcastle was ridiculous, man. Like the breakaway by Gordon, the cross into the box, the quality of that ball. Like it was actually nasty. And then a great header by Isak. So we go 1-0 down now. And I've seen how Newcastle are staying up, and I already knew from there it was going to be a very long day because these lot, like, they weren't giving anything up, man. They were moving hella stush. So it was going to be very difficult for us to get back into it. But all that said, I think it wasn't a great performance, but I also at the end think we also could have at least left it with a point. I don't know how you kind of see it. I think we still made enough kind of openings where we should have been more clinical at the same time. But I think just overall, I'm a big believer that if you don't make a clear number of clear-cut chances, and you can't really complain if you don't get the goals on those like kind of more half chances, which I think is what we got. I think Newcastle, they also kind of even helped us out a bit because I was very worried watching that game because I thought when it was 1-0 that they could have really stepped on our necks. Like, it looked like they were capable of it. But maybe this is where Eddie Howe also gets a bit of criticism, where they also seem to also maybe give us a lot of respect as well, which also gave us a little opening to maybe leave a point that probably wasn't going to be deserved in the end. But all in all, we weren't able to get that equalizing goal. We didn't really create enough clear-cut chances to really play or believe that we should have come away with anything other than the loss. Disappointing, massive in terms of the impact on the title race now, because obviously now we go 7 points behind Liverpool. I think 5 points behind City. Could have been even worse if City had beat Bournemouth in their game. But all in all, man, I think it's just been a disappointing start to the season, and this just kind of just capped off, I think, what the last few performances have kind of led up to. Like, you know, when you keep getting away with it, and eventually you play a team that's just the level where you can't just get away with it anymore. And I think that's what kind of happened to us in this game. But yeah, all in all, it was a really boring game to watch too. I think Newcastle defensively were really solid. They played the game how they needed to play it, but I also think maybe they also could have maybe made it much worse for us because we looked like, I think we were there for the taking as well. So I think that's kind of like my kind of raw thoughts of the match. But yeah, bro, I don't know what you thought about it.
It's a funny one, bro, because obviously when the result happened and I was like, hey man, how do I even approach this going into the stream? I was just like, you know, because obviously you done the whole letter thing with Ten Hag and I was thinking, oh, you know, I found it even referring to what you were saying with the Arsenal fan base and everyone questioning Arteta now. I just said, this is poetry. I said, this is poetry. This is beautiful. Yeah. So I was thinking, you know what? Like, there's that angle. But you know what? I said it when you lost to Bournemouth. I was like, it's a long season. It's a long season. We're going to take this bit by bit. We're not going to go all in. Cause I know you and the Arsenal fans, you like to be trigger happy sometimes. I was just like,
trigger happy, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. You're not United situation, not trigger happy. Okay, don't do that either, bro.
Writing letters.
Writing letters. That letter was deserved. I stand by that letter, bro. I stand by that letter. Nah. This is two separate situations, bro.
No, bro. I said I was making my points. I said, ooh, that was an interesting approach. I said, it's interesting. I said, wow, like to go that. Oh, I said, okay. So I said, you know what? Yeah, Wendy is correct. I have been waiting. And I said, you know what? We're going to have balance here. So it's like, I think we need some proper football analysis. And then we can have a bit of fun, you know, with the United-Arsenal rivalry. So, as regards to the game, I think Arsenal had a stinker. Like, I think Arteta just got it wrong. Like he got it wrong. And I think one thing that I've noticed about him sometimes is that he likes to overcomplicate things. Like, and I think what he's been doing is that because Odegaard has been missing, he's been overcompensating and overcomplicating things. And we've had this discussion a lot. I've said it, bro. Havertz, this midfield thing, this gimmick, it should stop. You found a solution. Then stick with the solution that you found. Now, what's happening is that he's moving out of position. Arsenal lack a focal point, and your attack is all over the place. Then, again, there's the separate discussion regarding the young G, Ranieri, and whether he should be playing or he shouldn't be playing. But you know what? Even if we give him the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what, he doesn't want to throw the 17-year-old into a game of this magnitude, St. James's Park, crazy atmosphere, he wants to protect him, etc. And cool. Then I think, again, where I think he got it wrong in this game as well, is that this midfield battle was always going to be crucial to whatever success you're going to have in this game. And I think sometimes it's one of them ones where, like, different games require different things. And I think Partey, who is your best passer in midfield, like out of the options that were available, I don't think he should be playing right for one. Like, I think you needed him there in the midfield.
I'm not sure how much that one is also with I don't know what Ben White's fitness situation is saying. I think that was also
but then
partially a big part.
I hear you, but then I think also though there was flexibility with fullbacks. Like I think you could have moved things around. Like I know later on he brought on Zinchenko and etc. But I think Arsenal dramatically missed Partey's presence in midfield because that midfield had no creativity whatsoever. Like no creativity. And Newcastle's midfield is energetic. They're gonna run, like they're gonna be in your faces. And I think he got that element of things wrong. Like I think that wasn't working. And then like I said, the Havertz decision, that's not working. And I think overall, Arsenal right now, and you know me, bro, all banter aside, I think, for example, when you went down to 10 men at City, I understood the approach. I wasn't one of the people that were critical saying, oh, why were you defending like that? Like I understood it. I said, yeah, makes sense. Even Spurs, when it was like, okay, you know what, injuries, etc., the approach. But I think here was a clear evidence of, you know what, like this is no longer a thing of like, oh, switch on and switch off, which is what a lot of people thought it was. It was a thing. What Arteta like creating this system where, Arsenal are really hard to beat and, obviously the set pieces are such a threat and etc. I thought that was supposed to be a thing of like adaptability. So when we're in certain situations or when we're in certain games, that's what we'll go for. I thought that was his thinking. But it looks like he's just overall stifled the creativity. Whereas like now, Arsenal are just not like, if there's one thing that even when you missed out on the title, like the first season, I think you mentioned it. I think Arsenal were playing the best football in the league. Like I think most people agreed with that. Like Arsenal were dynamic, their attack was dynamic, etc. Like, and I think after that, I think he got a little bit of like fright because of what happened and was like, you know what, we need to be more difficult to beat. We need to shore it up. And again, I understood that from the lens of, you know what, when we're in certain situations and when we're playing certain games, we can go to this. But now it's looking like a thing where it's just like, bro, do you remember how to play the other football that you were playing so well again? Because fam, and I get it, Odegaard's not there, bro, but because Odegaard's not there, it shouldn't be this. Like, do you get me? And I know I've had to see my team play not good football. Like, do you get me? So it's like, I know a good thing about not good football. And I think, that Arsenal performance was bad, man. Like, it was bad. It was uninspired, lacked creativity. Again, it literally looked like a thing where you give it to Saka and you try to hope that he can do something, or set
Saka,
piece.
inshallah.
Yeah, Saka or set piece. And credit, was it Lewis Hall? He had a really good game against Saka. Like, and yeah, like I think Saka just wasn't, I think it was Lewis Hall, but yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Saka wasn't, he wasn't able to do that much in that game. And obviously, we've spoken
but
about
both our wingers went, man.
Defended against.
Triple team. These defense are horrible team to play against, man.
But it's like, but I think also that, I just think that Arsenal weren't finding like the right solutions. And I think, a lot of it was, I put a lot of it on Arteta. Like, I think, I think tactically, it just wasn't there. Like, I think he didn't make the right changes as well. I think in-game management wise, like, he weren't sharp with it. And I think he has to take a lot of responsibility for that. Because it was such an uninspired performance. And I thought that even if Arsenal were going to lose, I never thought they were going to lose like that. Like, and I know you did say, like, obviously, I think there was the cross from Saka where Rice could have scored. Probably should have done better. But overall, I don't think Arsenal can be.
There wasn't enough in there.
That loss at all. And I think that would be like the most disappointing part of it. That of course we know how good Odegaard is. We rate him very highly. I think even a lot of rival fans, we rate him very highly as a footballer. But man, like, he can't be missing, because before it was red cards, it was injuries, it was all of these different things. Whereas but now it's like, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. It was just like, that was bad. Like, do you get me? That was really, really bad. And also, part of the problem as well is that the defense, which obviously we praised Saliba, we praised Gabriel, you lot are conceding goals now. So that's also a problem. Whereas it's like, I think I saw like you've conceded the same amount of goals as Spurs. Like, or is it even more?
I think it's United. I think before this game, I don't know. I think United as well conceded the same.
I think United is. I think it was that before the Chelsea game. Now I think we've conceded one more than you, and then I think Spurs is either level or it's they've conceded one less. I can't remember exactly what it was, but ultimately, like I think you guys are now letting in goals as well. So like I think there's just problems. Like, and even when we're going to talk about City, we're going to talk about Liverpool. But when we're talking about like the title race, I've seen a lot of like Arsenal fans, they've spoken about like, oh, you know what? City lost. They're more of the threat, like, as opposed to Liverpool. So you know what? Like, it's not all that bad, etc. Like, and different things like that. And you know what? 5 points with City, they're still catchable, etc. Like, it's not the end of the world. But I think the problem is that City aren't playing well. But Arsenal also aren't playing well. Like, so it's not just about the opposition sides dropping points. It's also, are Arsenal playing well enough to make up that difference? And I think that's the key question right now, because currently you're not. So it's like, do I think City's going to drop more points? Yeah. Do I think Liverpool's going to drop more points? Yeah. But am I confident that Arsenal are going to do enough to make up the difference based on these performances? No. So I think that's the thing where, and you have to be very careful as well, because, and I don't want to get like, I think when, you have losses like this, people can go to extremes and like, it can very easily go extremely to one side or extremely to the other side. But what I will say is that obviously you've got some big fixtures coming up. You've got Chelsea coming up next. And the same way how you got involved in a title race in a surprising fashion where people were expecting, it was looking like it was going to be top 4, and then you were able, it's the same way you can get involved in a top 4 race when you're not expecting, if you don't watch over your shoulder. Like, and I think the reason why a lot of Arsenal fans are confident that won't happen is based on what they've previously seen, which is fair enough. But again, if you don't fix this, fix this, and more teams start to grow in confidence, and again, that before there was kind of a certain inevitability about Arsenal that you know what, they're losing. I know they're gonna come back. Like, do you get me? I'm thinking of like the 4-3 Lutons, and what was it, the late winner against Bournemouth, and there were so many instances where it was like you were starting to build that. When I was watching the Newcastle game, I was thinking these lot aren't gonna score, bro. Like,
I didn't believe
we could be here. We can be here all day, fam. These lot aren't gonna score. I said it. Like, and I think a lot of that is the stifling the creativity. Like, I think
you said it perfectly, man. I feel like even within the Arsenal kind of discourse, I think what you said is what a lot of us believe. Where after that season where we weren't expected to be in the title race and we're playing really good football and it was exciting and we didn't get over the line, it felt like Arteta then said, "Cool, now I need more control to try, I guess, increase the chances of us getting the points." Then last year it wasn't as exciting. It was more controlled, but it was a lot more. Like, I think we were a lot less worried about those erratic kind of games when we go 2-0 down and we have to then come back and win 3-2 or 4-2. So that was good. But then I think we've continued trending in that direction now, where now it's like you say, the creativity just isn't there. And now we're even struggling to really get goals as well. So, no, I completely agree, man. And I think I would, it's definitely very, very close to very concerning times where it's like, it's not looking good. But the only thing that still kind of gives me hope and gives me is the fact that it's not like even at the defense is conceding goals now, I can still make the excuse of, okay, the back line has still been very unstable. There's still like Partey playing at right back. Understand? There's still maybe little mitigating circumstances that with the right players back who are all approaching fitness now, that can change very quickly. Like, so I think it's a lot more worrying where like you have your best team out and they're still just not doing what they need to do. Then it's like, are they just not believing in what Arteta's saying anymore either? But I think now there's still a little mitigating circumstances where it's also just not like a guarantee that these lot also can't turn it around, is what I would say. We're very close to the times where we lose to Chelsea now, and that's where it doesn't matter whether it's City or Liverpool, and it's done. So we're definitely approaching those levels too, where they need to change it really quickly. Even today's game against Inter now, again, I'm seeing the lineup is still the same kind of team that's very uninspiring. It's still, so again, this is the kind of game now where we don't win this game, it then knocks over to the weekend. It starts to understand our third loss of 2024 now starts to spiral, and then now, like you say, we're now finding ourselves competing with Chelsea for top 4. That's how life is, isn't it? So like it can really come around really quickly.
3 points ahead above you if they win.
So I definitely hear what you're saying, and I agree with a lot of your analysis, to be honest.
So so I just overall I was just watching it and I just thought this one, like, again, there's been the red cards, there's been the injuries, and obviously Odegaard, who's like, we can't speak about Odegaard like he's just just a minor part of your team. Like, of course he's your captain, he's a major influence, and attacking wise obviously he links a lot of things together. But that being said, I think I think it's also the bigger picture of like our squad in general. I think there's also that element too where, like, I hear what you're saying, that we're like with the Havertz, with the Trossard, like in terms of the focal point, but again, we didn't strengthen as well as we probably should have as well. We let players go in the midfield, we didn't really replace them. We bought him. So I feel like that's also where even the summer transfer window is also catching up with us too, where Odegaard being out also shouldn't be the reason why now our form drops off. I think it's like when Odegaard's injured and you also haven't strengthened the team the way you should have, that's when the injuries are even bigger issue. That makes sense than it should be. Which so I think part of the problem is that what Arteta's doing is that instead of saying, you know what, we don't have Odegaard, we're going to stick to what it is that we've been doing, and then we're just gonna have a lower quality version of Odegaard or someone who can try and do that role, and we're going to operate like that. What he's tried to do is said, no, we're gonna move this around, we're gonna move this around, we're gonna move this around. And I think that what that has done is that now Arsenal have multiple problems. So it's like you're moving Havertz away from where he's been successful. So now you've got that problem, because consistently when we were watching that Newcastle game, it was just like, Arsenal don't have a focal point, like it's a problem. But then also Havertz isn't fixing the Odegaard problem. So you might as well stay and do what you do. up front, because what you're doing isn't fixing the problem. So that's why I would have said again, and I understand his reasoning for like trying to protect Ranieri, but I would have said, you know what, I'm better off going with Havertz. You do what you've been doing. I'm gonna bring in Ranieri and say, all right, cool. We're not expecting you to be Odegaard. We're not expecting you to like, you know, deliver world-class performance after world-class performance. But we believe in you. Go express yourself. You know how we play. Let's try and do what it is that we do. Instead, what he's tried to do is that he's trying to change everything. And by trying to change everything, he's made even bigger problems in different positions. And I think that's where things aren't just, they're not. It's not been good. But obviously, Odegaard, like, he's back training and stuff. So
he's on the bench today for the Inter game.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. So yeah. And then bro, you know, obviously, like I said, we've done a little bit of football analysis, and I was thinking, how should I approach today? Because I said, if it was me, Ace would have let me get away with it. But I also said,
you're right,
I have to operate with integrity because I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm not like these guys.
Well done. That's when you went wrong.
I'm not like these guys. And my thing is that I can see the bigger picture. Do you get me?
You're gonna hold. Wait.
The plot thickens. Yeah, the plot thickens. It thickens day by day.
I hear it. I hope you missed out on this opportunity. You know when you should have invested, and then the stock starts soaring.
Nah, bro.
I hope that's what happens in this case.
So all I want to do here, if you would permit me, is that I'm not gonna do nothing crazy. We're gonna have a calm little segment here, where it's just like, I just want to talk about the future. If that's all right. Cool. So
wait, do I get a response, or you're gonna just?
Oh no, you can respond after I've finished talking about the future. Do you get me? But it's just like, you know, like in this thing we call life, like, you know, God willing, we go on to have like great families, children, etc. We have long, fruitful lives, and I just want to fast forward a little bit. So is that all right, bro?
Okay.
Can I just fast forward a little bit?
Yeah, go on, bro. Cool. Yeah. How far are we going?
Cool. Oh, well, I was thinking maybe like 10 years in the future, into the future. And I want to start off by going to the past very quickly. So just stay with me, bro. I'm just gonna talk for a little bit. So, you know, of course, bro, I've said it many times, and I'll say it once more. When Sir Alex Ferguson joined Manchester United in 1986, after doing wonders with Aberdeen, Man United had won 7 league titles, whilst Liverpool had won 18. When Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013, Manchester United had just won their 20th league title. Now, bro, when I have children and we are speaking about the history of football, I'll be able to tell them that when Liverpool were in their down period, we made them pay over and over and over again. Now, of course, I will also have to inform them about the post-Ferguson years and how, unfortunately, bro, some other clubs also made us pay whilst we were in our dark period. And when speaking about these years, I will unfortunately have to tell my kids that Manchester City won a treble as well as 4 in a row. And that Liverpool won a Premier League as well as a Champions League. And that Chelsea won 2 Premier League titles as well as a Champions League.
You're going to call it FA Cups? I can see where this is good.
And when they stopped me and they said, Dad, what about Arsenal? You know, the mighty Arsenal. You know,
that's what they're gonna say. Yeah.
you know, Arsenal. What am I gonna tell them, Ace?
Say how many FA Cups did we pick up?
Oh, what? Don't worry, bro.
Wait, what are you counting from as well? You counting
bro? Wait for
Wenger's
it. Because currently, what I'll be telling them is that their fans spoke a lot, but their club did nothing. And I'll be telling them that, you know what? We hadn't won a title since 2013, but their last title was in 2004. And you know what, kids? Uncle Ace weren't even watching football at that time. He don't even remember it.
Okay.
What he does remember is finishing 8th, just like United post Fergie. What he does remember is winning FA Cups, just like United post Fergie. What he does remember is winning the Europa. Sorry, no, you didn't do that. My bad.
Okay.
So, bro, in this period where United are in the trenches, I think the question you've got to ask is that, are you going to have anything to show for it? Because currently you don't. And the reason why people continuously get onto your fan base is because a lot of you act like you do. So, bro, continue writing your letters. Continue operating with a lack of self-awareness.
Long may it last, man.
But the question is, when it's time to write my letter to Arteta, what is it going to include? We will see. Now, bro, I've got a little bit of trivia for you. Just a little bit.
God.
A little bit of trivia. So, you ready, bro?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Cool. So I'm going to give you some dates. 1968, 1977, 1978, 1979, 1980, 1981, 1982, 1984, 1999, 2005, 2008, 2012, 2019, 2021, and 2023. Do you know what the link is between all of these dates, bro?
I'm going to guess maybe United won something.
No, bro.
Okay.
These are the years that every English club has won a European Cup or Champions League, as it's now called.
Okay.
Now, I was, of course, expecting you to not be familiar with those dates. Because your club has never done such a thing.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
So it completely makes sense. But what I will say is that this season, you guys have a chance to change it. Whether it happens, we will wait and see. Thank you for your time, bro.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
No worries,
Thank
bro.
you very much.
I told you, bro. Nothing crazy. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm just gonna continue. Just give my mind. I told you, bro. I'm in it for I'm playing the bigger picture. The bigger picture.
I hear it. Like I said, I hope you don't regret this time.
Nah, bro. I'm here for the bigger picture. That's what I'm here for, bro. So bit by bit. And moving on to the bigger picture, of course, I think it's only right we also speak about another major loss this weekend. And
let's talk
of
about
course, I think you mentioned City, they've not been playing well. And credit to you, I think in our preview, you spoke about Semenyo. You said, I think he can cause some problems. And I think you said it was partially hopium, but to be fair, I think there was a lot of practical points. City haven't been doing that well. And you, in fact, predicted a draw. And, bro, you should have went one better because Bournemouth won, and it could have been more, bro.
It could have been a slapping. It could have been. I saw 2-0. They had got that third goal. Whoa. Yeah. City are really opening themselves up for like massive scorelines right now, even off the back of their Champions League game against Porto as well. It's crazy. But I said it, man. I knew Bournemouth had enough tools in their arsenal to, give City a really good game. I didn't think they would go as far as dominate them or make as many chances as they actually did. I thought City eventually, even if it went 2-0, they would still get their goals to at least make sure they don't lead them with a losing. And to be fair, I think City also could have maybe undeservedly maybe got a point at the end. But yeah, all in all, man, Bournemouth are a very, very good team. And if you're not at full strength in this Premier League, they can give a lot of top teams a real problem. So it's not also very surprising either, if I'm being honest. I think City, as Pep has told us, I'm in trouble. Because, these lot are suffering right now of injuries. And I feel like, their team right now is at a level where, a lot of teams, if you don't give them respect, you're in their faces, you can really hurt them. So it was a crazy game, man. And fair play to Bournemouth, man. And fair play to what's his name? I think Ivan Olsen too, because he got the second goal. Because I think we were talking about him from the summer, and he was triggering my initial fraud watch radar, but he started to really start getting goals now the last few games. So fair play to him. And Semenyo, I think the bracket below, like an Embuemo, I feel like in terms of lower league team that can make a step up. But he's a really solid player as well, man. So he was causing them real problems. So fair play to Bournemouth, man. Really, really big win for them. Like I was alluding to earlier, their first time in Premier League history was a City. So man, fair play to them. Fair play. But yeah, bro, what did you think about this one?
Yeah, man. I think, as you mentioned, the result had been coming for City. City have not been playing well at all. And obviously, since that result, we've seen what's happened in the Champions League, where they held 4 to Sporting. So man, like City have not been great, and full credit to Bournemouth. We spoke about the Arsenal result where they deserved their win. We spoke about the Chelsea result where Chelsea got the 1-0 win, but they shouldn't have won, and Bournemouth were really good in that game. And it's funny because I think Bournemouth fans, when they were looking at a fixture run of Arsenal, Villa away, and then City, they would have been thinking, oof. But 7 points out of 9 to beat Arsenal, to go away to Villa and get a point, and then to beat City. Hey, man, you're definitely doing something right. And I think massive credit to the manager as well. You've got to give him credit. And also the fullback as well. I like him.
Is it the left back?
Kirkes, yeah. I think he done well there as well. So I think Bournemouth, need to give them their flowers. Like, really good performance. They look really good. But City, man, they're just looking out of sorts. Even Haaland,
looks so vulnerable, man.
Haaland isn't looking sharp. Like, even in that game again, like, had a good chance, and it's just not falling for him. I think you will be silly to doubt Haaland. Like, I think it will click for him again. But currently he's just going through a bad spell. And KDB coming back, I think potentially that will be massive for them. I think that can potentially really help. I think also it's got to be said that Gundogan, it's not been the return that a lot of us thought it would be, because it's so far not clicked, and it's still early, but it's not clicked yet. And we know how important Rodri is to that midfield, but I think they really need to try and sign someone in January potentially. Like, I think that would help them a lot. And so man, City, like I said, they've been getting away with it. And I think the question is that, are they going to pattern up before they start dropping points? And at least for this fixture, they didn't.
Bro, that's 3 losses in a row now for City.
Yeah, man. And obviously I watched the Sporting City game as well. And man, like, again, they did have chances in that first half. But man, that second half, like, Sporting, they really done their thing. And man, 4. This it's not great. Pretty. Obviously, my future manager, I like his responses.
That was the only the downside of yesterday of that game, man. So these United fans are gonna be happy. That's the only thing.
You know what's so funny? I think he even said that. He said, before the game, he was like, if I beat City, they're gonna say I'm the new Sir Alex. And then if I
Did he
don't,
actually say that?
yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, he said if I beat City, they're gonna say I'm the new Sir Alex. And then if I don't, then I forgot what it is exactly he said. But yeah, basically they're gonna get onto me. Like, do you get me? Yeah, they're gonna get onto me. Basically, long story short. And then even after the game, when they were asking about it, he was just like, you know what, like in parts we were really lucky, etc. But yeah, you know what, I'm proud of my players, etc. So he seems to have like a really good level head. Yeah, he's very like he comes across very well. Like if like he comes across very, very well. Like in his press conferences, the way he speaks, like he comes across very well. Like he comes across as someone that like can inspire, and yeah, like someone that, you know what, like you like I think he'll be able to connect with the fans, which obviously all of those things are good. Of course, the biggest assessment of him will be what happens on the pitch. So yeah,
because that's one thing watching him though. We'll talk about it because I've been saying how we actually need to do a video on like I guess him and United because Gyökeres baller, but he's also very reliant on him too. So Højlund is gonna have to really step up if he's gonna transmit what he's doing currently. But we'll talk.
But you know what it is as well though. I think that's one side of looking at it, but also I think the flip thing is that they also create so many chances for him. Like so it's like I think it's not just the reliance on him. It's like did you see the chance he missed yesterday, the first one?
Yeah,
like you get me? And in a lot of games, like you're looking at that and you're saying, bro, that's it, bro. Well, you missed that. Like, do you get me? That was your one chance. That was your one chance. You're not getting another. Do you get me? Whereas I think with how he plays with the system, because I think a lot of people assume because of the three at the back, they think it's like this, you know, really kind of defensive. I think that's normally the connotations that come with three at the back, but that's not how he plays, bro. Like they press very high, they're aggressive, they're attacking, and yeah, I think they create several chances for Gyökeres, and I think so it's obviously you got to give credit to him, but also like I said, in many games like you're seeing like a chance like that go by, and how many times have we said, oh, those are the chances you have to be taking against City, you're not gonna get another one. Like normally it's like all men behind the ball, you get that one chance, grab it, and then if you don't, it's like nah. Whereas I think even Gyökeres, part of his confidence would have been, you know what, I know the team I'm playing in, I'm confident that we're gonna make more. Like, do you get me? So I think it's also like the system and the style. And even if you saw that second goal that they scored straight out of half time was such a well worked goal. Like, like the passing, the movement, etc. Like that was a real good team goal. And yeah, things are encouraging. But ultimately, you know, Manchester United, different players, different team. We have a lot of problems. It's going to take time. So obviously, I already said it before prior to this. Like, I like the appointment. I like it. I think it's a good appointment. We just have to wait and see. But yeah, City, obviously, they got Brighton next. We'll talk about that in the preview episode. But yeah, man, they're another team that if you give them chances or you give them spaces, then they can hurt you. Man. So yeah, we'll talk about it. And swiftly moving along when with this title race discussion, I think, bro, as the Manchester United fan, I think I'm gonna start this off and I'm going to say, Slot, you're doing an absolutely incredible job. Like, you are doing an incredible job. And it's sad to see, man. It's honestly sad to see, because I would have hoped that Klopp would have left and then there would have been like a fall off of some sort. Like, yeah, things would have went left. Like, there would have been disruption, but clearly that's not been the case. I think Klopp left, Slotter's come in, and yeah, man, he's got them firing. Like, he's got them properly firing. And against Brighton, I think, again, it wasn't perfect. I think Brighton had their chances, but then in the second half, I think, yeah, the crowd got up for it, and yeah, Liverpool were able to get back into the game. And we've spoken about him, and we've spoken about him, and we've spoken about him. But yeah, Mo Salah, yeah, man, like Premier League legend, certified, and yeah, like he is just someone who's so consistent. He's so clinical. And yeah, man, like when you've got players like that in your team, then you know that you're always gonna stand a chance. So yeah, bro, as a Manchester United fan, it's actually really upsetting because I thought Klopp will go and there'll be some disruption, there'll be a bit of chaos, and Slot has come in and he's done magnificently. And it's annoying as well because he comes across as a really likable guy as well. Like he comes across very likable. He comes across as very
chill,
tactically, very tactically knowledgeable as well. Like he's got them winning games. He's tweaked things. He doesn't look like someone who has like a massive ego. He was like, you know what? I like how you guys play. I'm just going to tweak this. I'm going to tweak that. And yeah, man, it's worked. He's done an absolutely magnificent job. We've spoken about how he's improved players like Gravenberch. He's been balling out now. I think even Trent's role has changed a little bit. Like he's a little bit more defensive. And yeah, like I think, you know, what one typically normally used to seeing Trent do, he's not doing it as much, but he's still having a great impact on the game. But I think more so sometimes, I was speaking about this with my friend, like I think, like, you know, instead of the assist, he's playing the ball before the assist. Like, do you get me? The pre-assist. Like, you see against like Arsenal, how he played the ball through to Nunes and then Nunes laid it to Salah. But then, yeah, like obviously Trent's always capable of doing that. But yeah, man, the slot machine is really sad because I thought, like I said, Klopp was going to leave and then there'll be a little bit of disruption, man. A little bit of disruption, bro. And this guy's just taken over and he's just got them like firing. And even obviously
this with no
against
transfers
Leverkusen,
well, you know.
bro, no transfers. Leverkusen, who obviously have been so highly rated, and obviously Liverpool were strongly linked to Alonso, and they held 4. You get me? Like, held 4. He's got Diaz balling out. Like I said, he's got Gravenberch balling out. Obviously,
got Gakpo balling out.
Gakpo as well. Yep. Yeah. Gakpo, he's doing his thing. The usual suspects with Salah, Van Dijk, Trent, they're doing their thing. And then even Alisson gets injured. And we've spoken about this. And Kelleher comes in. And it's, bro, they're not even missing Alisson right now, bro. Because Kelleher's just come in and just said, all right, cool. Let's keep things ticking. Like, do you get me? Konate, he's out here balling. Like, so yeah, man, it's really annoying because, like, I was expecting just a little dip, bro. You know, I was happy when Klopp left, bro. I was happy because, and obviously, he's the Liverpool manager, but I've always been a big admirer of Klopp. Like, I've always thought he was a great manager. Like, when he was at Dortmund, great manager. And yeah, like, after him leaving, I thought, you know what? Let there be a little bit of disruption, just a little bit of chaos. Let them, and Slots just come in and they're firing, man. So yeah, you've got to give him huge credit. Like, I think his in-game management is brilliant. Like, he can change things quick. As soon as he's good at identifying issues and changing things, and he's not scared to make the big decisions. He's not scared to say, all right, you know what? I think even in this game against Leverkusen, he identified and he was like, you know what? We're playing Diaz through the middle because, I forgot what it is that he said, but I think it was something along the lines like, I think, is it Tar? He likes going up against, like, he's one of the best defenders in Europe and he likes going up against, like, number 9s. Like physical number 9, so he said, "Nope, we're gonna play Diaz there." Like, do you get me? To confuse you, like, bro. That's
great. That's great coaching.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, do you get me? So we're gonna play Diaz there to confuse you. That's what we're gonna do. Do you get me? So it's like it was Diaz, Gakpo, Salah. And you said, "Yeah, you weren't expecting that one, were you?" You get me? You weren't expecting that one, were you?
Gotcha,
bro. Gotcha. Got him. So yeah, man. I think it's sad, man, because right now, like, yeah, man. It's funny because obviously I speak about Arsenal and I laugh at them, but then, fam, I've got too many ops. I've got too many ops.
Bro. Whenever your big rivals, bro.
I've got too many ops, bro. Because I'm looking at that and it's fun doing the stream with you and then laughing at you. But then I'm looking at Liverpool and I'm saying, bro, they're my main ops, bro. Them are main ops. I look at what they're doing, bro, and I'm scared because they genuinely look like a threat in the Prem, and they look like a threat in the Champions League as well. So it's like it's worrying, bro. And this slot guy, fam, he doesn't even get rattled, man. He's just bare calm. Like I thought, when they lost to Forest, I said, "Alright, let's see." You had a good start. Now let's see, bro. And bro, he's just gone in this crazy run, bro. I think he lost to Forest, he drew to Arsenal, and then I think that's it. Those are the only points he's dropped, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they've won all their Champions League games and they've won all the rest of their league games, bro. So, bro, incredible, absolutely incredible.
Considering like 4 goals or 4 or 5 goals in the process, so man,
bro,
they're absolutely flying, man, and they're absolutely flying, and it's very worrying right now, man. I guess even from the Arsenal side, where you're sitting there saying, "Cool, City are not what they used to be," but you see Liverpool what they're doing, and you say, "Oh my God, this is another narrative that we don't need." At least let's see you go and win the league, do 5 in a row for Liverpool, go and now run it, and their first season on the slot.
You know they're gonna come for Arteta,
bro. It's very concerning times. It's very concerning times right now, bro.
Liverpool winning the league, bro. Liverpool winning the league, bro. It's gonna cause so much chaos. It's gonna cause chaos. But this is life. Let me go very quickly, bro. It's gonna cause so much chaos, bro, because a Liverpool league title will mean they now have 20 equal with us. So it means that. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Then obviously they're now gonna look at you guys and they're gonna say, Arsenal, you guys that were running your mouth, etc. This Arteta slots come on, and man, you lot are gonna catch serious flack. Do you get me for that one as well? Like, bro, like it's gonna be a lot. But I gotta give them their credit, man, because they're doing their thing. And I literally thought that, you know what, I never thought they will fall off like dramatically.
We both said that we thought they would be like still comfortably third.
We both predicted them third comfortably. So I never thought they will fall off dramatically or anything like that. But I weren't expecting this. I weren't expecting this. So man, like, and I think the big thing with Liverpool is that they've got players who have done it. And I think that's the big difference currently between Liverpool and Arsenal. I think that's the big difference.
We have Saliba and Saka, our potential world class.
Potential who are trying to. They've got solidified world class players who have got over the line. Like people talk about, you know what? It was 1 Premier League title, it was 1 Champions League. Well, it's still a Premier League title and it's still a Champions League, like, and several other trophies. And they know how to get it done. And I think also there's probably a lot of players in that team who, like, they're hungry for more. Like, they think that, you know what, for how good we've been, how good of a team we've been in this last 5, 6, however many years, we should have more than 1 Premier League title to our name. I think that's how Salah's feeling. I think that's how Trent's feeling. I think that's how Van Dijk's feeling. Like, it's also a legacy thing now. Like, when people are talking about Van Dijk and some people are saying, he only got 1 Premier League title. Like, I know Van Dijk, he's probably thinking, nah, man, I'm not trying to leave with 1. Like, do you get me? And because of their age as well, like, not Trent, but Salah and Van Dijk, they're getting older in their 30s. I think, man, I think they're absolutely desperate to win this. And did you see the tweet that Salah did, like, after the game, where he was basically like, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was basically like, Liverpool are back at the top of the table where we belong. And he was like, he said something along the lines of, I'll never, no matter what happens, I'll never forget the feeling of how it is to score for Anfield. And he said something like, loads of teams could win matches, but only 1 team will be top of the table. And man, it looks like they're up for it. Like, they're really up for it still. So man, if I was an Arsenal not you to be fair, but I do think also I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans kind of dismiss Liverpool. Like when we're talking about the title race, and I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand it, because I think obviously last season people are acting like Liverpool weren't there. Like I think people have forgotten. Like they're acting like they weren't there, bro. They were there. Like they were there. It was just at the very end. It was just at the very end. But for the majority of the season, they were there, bro. So it's not like they weren't there in and amongst it. They were. And so I think that's one thing. And two, like I said, they've got players that have been there and that have done it. Like they've got players who have got over the line. Arsenal don't have players that have got over the line. Like, and I think, some of the arrogance that I've been seeing, I just don't understand the angle. Like, I don't know if it's kind of like a defense mechanism where it's just like, oh, you know what? We think Liverpool fans are annoying, so we're just going to speak with our chest. But I was looking at some of it and I was just thinking, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be extremely concerned about this Liverpool team. Because, they've got world-class players, they've got experience, they've got quality, and they've got a manager who has come in and is absolutely firing, bro. Like, they're extremely concerning. And I think you've got to give them the respect. So, like I've not really understood the angle from some Arsenal fans. Where they're like, oh, you know what? I care about City. I'm just looking at City. You know what it is? I think City have traumatized so many.
I think that's what it is. I actually think that's what it is.
They've traumatized so many teams where it's like that's all people want to think about. Like, which I think, like. I think
you know what it is. Because even me, like I said, if I'm being honest right now, if it was like City were the 7 or 8, if City had won, I think even right now I'd be a lot more like stuff. Just because they have shown too that I think with Liverpool there's still that hope, but there's still a lot of unknown factors. With can they go the whole season like this? How deep is their squad? I think there's a bit more questions with Liverpool, but I think there's a lot of Arsenal fans are definitely disrespecting in terms of what they actually do have and how much of a threat they are. I agree with that, but I think it's the wording. I think if it's I think City are still a lot. They're still more concerned just because of what you've seen them do more recently and the squad that they have. Whereas with Liverpool, there's a bit more of like kind of hope. Cool. Eventually, we're still waiting, saying cool, please. It's Hopium too, but I think it's Hopium too. Where it's like, maybe there's a bit. I think there's a bit less room for error with them as well. Where a couple more players, if they lose that the way City have lost De Bruyne, if they lose Salah now, do they have enough now to continue? Like that kind of caliber player in their team, we don't know, but we'll see. If they can keep them fit though, it's a long day for everyone. So man. So I agree with what you're saying. I think a lot of Arsenal fans definitely are disrespecting them.
For sure. I think it is partially maybe like the City thing, like where it's just because City have been the main challengers for and they're being the team that have picked them to the title. But also, I think Liverpool also have players who are also experienced in that running where obviously we spoke about last season where they fell off, but Liverpool have gone toe to toe with City as regards to we need to win X amount of games in the last thingy, and they've done it, kind of a thing. So man, interesting title race. But bro, quickly moving on because I'm wary of the time. Obviously the big game this weekend was Manchester United versus Chelsea, and bro, it was a very, very boring game.
It was a horrible match.
It was a very low quality game. I thought it was going to be entertaining for not necessarily the highest quality, not from the standpoint of it will be the highest quality game, but I thought there will be a lot of open spaces, and because of that, potentially it could be quite a high scoring match. But bro, it was a very low quality game. I'll quickly give my analysis of the match. I think. I said it prior. I didn't really know what to expect from Man United. I weren't expecting Man United to just come and everything to change. Obviously, a lot of the problems that we have, they're still going to be there. But I did think that, you know what, we'll be up for it. Obviously, there's no pressure on Van Nistelrooy. There's no pressure on Amorim. The players, they're the ones that are potentially under pressure. And I think overall, Chelsea were probably the better team. I think Manchester United had the better chances. So I think obviously I think a lot of Chelsea fans were disappointed because with the state of how we were, they were expecting them to rise and to really show their quality, but it was just too poor teams.
Yeah,
That was
they
really
came down.
displayed. Yeah, they came down to our level, is what a lot of people have been saying. So yeah, I've been seeing that. So yeah, like overall, it's a low quality game. I think. Oh my days, yeah. Garnacho, oh
bro,
this
speak
guy,
about it, man.
This guy, bro.
I know your take anyway, man.
Guy,
To be fair,
man.
I'll give you credit. Yeah, I mean, you're not he's generational.
No,
I think there are some United fans that do the I've seen it, bro.
What? Yeah, no, Garnacho is not a generational. He's not a generational player. Like I think, and yeah, man, I've spoken about Garnacho a lot, and this match was so frustrating because he just continually made wrong decisions.
Well, why does he do that, by the way? Because I think that's one thing I'm looking forward to see if Amron can get out of his game. This guy will shoot from the craziest angle. I'm like, why are you even shooting?
Bro, like simple layoff. I remember there was a stage there where Mazraoui had, made so much effort to create the overlap for him. It's such a simple ball, and this guy just runs into nowhere, and then all of a sudden, and then I remember there's the point where like he lost the ball, and then Casemiro, had to run back and commit the foul, and then he's absolutely fuming, and it was all because, bro, you're just being silly. Like you're just being silly, and then
Ronaldo comes to him, bro. He's been playing them too much, man. And playing them, Ronaldo comes just
making such, and that's why we always, bro, I said it to you, bro. Ahmad normally makes the right decisions. The problem with Ahmad is that Ahmad needs Garnacho's arrogance, because Ahmad will use Garnacho's arrogance in the right way. He's not just like, someone is like Garnacho is like, it's one of them ones where it's like Garnacho, the wrong person was given the gift of arrogance. Like, do you get me? Like, Garnacho shouldn't have that Infinity Stone. Like, do you get me? He's the wrong person to look after it. He's the wrong person to look after the Infinity Stone. Like, do you get me? Like, there's certain people, it's like, oh, you know what? I can trust you. I can trust you with this. Do you get me? I can't trust Garnacho with it, bro. I can't trust it. Yeah, bro. I can't trust him, bro. I can't, man. Well, there's some players that you look at them, it's like, I could trust you. So it's like, but his decision making, poor, man. Like, really bad. And he had quite a few openings. I think there was the one where it fell onto his left foot. He tried to finesse it, really tame shot. There was the one where Bruno laid it off to him, scuffed it. There was the one where it was like, I was saying, you could have played Ahmad in, and you could have played Mazraoui, and
even the volley, as nice as it was, there was another moment where I said, "Bro, cross the ball." Like, the really nice volley over the ball. That was lovely. I was like, bro, cross it.
That one, I'll allow him a bit just because it was a decent attempt. But yeah, man, like he was just, like it's so funny as well because so much has been said about United's midfield and how that's a big problem, and then now a lot of the discourse is that United's attack, bro. United's attack, bro. And then obviously a lot of people have been getting onto Xerxes. I'm not going to. I think some of the criticism is way too far. Like, I think you got
when he broke away, man.
Bro. You know what? He's slow, bro. He's slow, bro. He's slow. That one is like he's just slow, bro.
Bro, I was with Wendy. Wendy's like, wait, why are you so slow?
Yeah, he's
Wendy was so confused.
It's one of them ones where it's like, when something like that happens, it's like, can I even get onto him, bro? Because what can he even do about that? It's so funny because that's the one chance, that's the one opening you wanted to fall to Højlund. That's what Højlund would have been waiting for the whole match, and he never got it.
And he just come off. Yeah,
he comes off, and then Xerxes the one that gets that. Like, do you get me? And you're just thinking that's the wrong person. Do you get me? The wrong person that you want in that position. So yeah, man. I think overall, poor performance. I think from a Chelsea perspective, they were really poor. Again, I rate this player really highly. But I think it's only fair that, we hold everyone accountable, because again, when we're talking about different players, when we're talking about Saka, when we're talking about Foden, we're always talking about the big games, the big moments. And Palmer, he didn't do enough in that match. And obviously I rate him highly. I've spoken about him a lot, but man, like I think he's got to try and start to figure out ways of having greater impacts in these type of fixture. He needs to figure out ways of having a great impact in a fixture like this, because I think if you looked at this game, if you looked at the Liverpool game, wasn't doing much. And obviously I think there's been some murmurs that he potentially might be out for the Arsenal game. He didn't train, but we'll see.
I think he missed training.
He missed training, but he might train again, so we'll see what happens there. But I think Palmer, he just, again, quality player, rate him super highly, but I think it would be disingenuous to not mention that he didn't impact that game nearly enough. And I think even in matches like that, what the greatest players do is that even if they can't influence a game like that in the way they would like, they're able to create a moment. They're able to, we've seen Salah do it so many times where it's just you're looking at Salah and it's just what's going, where is he? And then bang. And then it's oh, there he is. Do you get me? And we've spoken about Saka, even how he can not be doing much at all, but he's always got the ability of digging out that cross and just laying it for one of the forwards to get a nice finish on and stuff like that. And obviously Palmer, rate him highly. He's got the quality to do it. And obviously he's still Premier League wise. Last season was his first full proper season. This is his second. He's played very well, but in these bigger games, people are going to watch him, and he is going to need to step up. So a player that did step up, who's been absolutely brilliant, who I'm going to give extreme flowers to, because again, he had a heavy price tag. A lot of people were talking about him. He got a lot of criticism, and I think when you get that amount of criticism, it's only right that you get the same amount of praise when you're doing things well, and it's deserved. And Caicedo is balling out of control, and his goal was magnificent, but I'm not even talking about that. That's a bonus. I don't even expect you to do that. Do you get me? I don't even expect you to do that. That's not even your job, bro. That's just a bonus. It's just man, you done that.
Overtime.
Overtime. Do you get me? But outside of that, this season, he's been brilliant. He's the player that, people were rating from Brighton. He was the one where people are looking at and thinking, you know what? He was the guy that I was absolutely terrified of going to Liverpool. That player, him. That was the one where
the one that we said, the win the league if he goes there.
I was hoping. That's this player that's playing right now. That's the player that I was hoping didn't go to Liverpool.
It's true.
That's the one. And right now he is playing out of his skin. He's been arguably Chelsea's best player this season. Man. I think he deserves all of his flowers because he's been brilliant. And another great performance. So want to give him his credit. So bro, have any thoughts on the game?
I think he pretty much covered everything I was going to say as well, to be honest. But I think again, the Chelsea fans that will come in, then it's going to be demolished job. They're going to come to OT. This is why you have to always humble yourself, man. Because even when I've said it, bro. I've come to OT enough times thinking Arsenal are the best team or the better team, and then we come there and then I don't know what happens there. It's like Space Jam. You just go and all your powers get lost. I don't know. So Chelsea was a really poor performance from them. Now I think pretty much, like you said, probably Caicedo, maybe Neto had maybe a decent game, but otherwise, pretty much everyone else on their team was poor. I think Maresca too. Just again, we've been giving him a lot of credit and a lot of thing. But this experiment of Reece James left back, Gusto right back, is looking maybe you're tactical too much with that one. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Gusto's a player that I rate, but my days.
He had a shocker.
And credit to Maresca because he said you need to
get out of here.
Get out of here. He wasn't stubborn. He said you need to hold bench. You need to hold bench.
He was fast with that one. But I think he needs to play one of them in it. Let them fight for the right back spot. Cucurella's trying to be a decent left back, and I think Vega's a decent backup. So I think trying to get that thing of managers trying to get all their best players on the pitch at the same time. I think it does affect the overall team where you have to make sacrifices. So that's just one. It's still early days, but I think that experiment it's not really looking good right now. Because even with Reece James, I don't know. I've seen some arguments of maybe because of his body now and injuries, maybe the left back he has to move a lot less, maybe lower injuries. But I think kind of what you're saying earlier about I can't remember. I think it was with Slot. To me, bro, I feel like great coaching, great management in general is just you look at your players' best assets and you maximize it as much as possible while making it all work together. Reece James, his best asset is going down that wing and whipping in those crosses, being a threat in their box. If he cannot stay fit and you have to play him in a different way, then I think you have to just call it. Understand? It's not about just playing him to play him left back. Understand? So I hope that's not the reason he's doing it. But if that is the reason, I think it's either you let him fight for right back or you say, hey, man, it's unfortunate. Injuries ruins a lot of great players. So that's just one to keep an eye on. Like as we go throughout the season, what they do with him as he kind of comes back to full fitness and that kind of competition for right back. But yeah, overall, I think you said pretty much everything else I was thinking. That yeah, just a really low quality game of football that I really thought. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
The only other player actually that I forgot to give praise to was I think Mazraoui was great. Like he was really, really good in that game. And I think when we bought him, like a lot of
he did actually.
A lot of people were talking about how like he's such a good technical footballer, and I think that was really on display. He's
quite good defensively as well.
Yeah, and defensively, but it's like he was doing his thing. Like I was really impressed with him that game. But yeah, bro. Overall, from a United perspective, not much to analyze. It's like we're just waiting for Amarin, man. These are days before Amarin. Like, could you get me?
Yeah, and it's good for you guys too, because I was saying before the game, you don't want as much as possible. You want to keep within touching distance of Chelsea and these top 4 teams, so not lose them too. That's really big while you kind of wait for the next step. So no, I think it was probably a better point for United.
And then I think obviously it's right now. I think we got Leicester next, and then I think Amarin's first game is Ipswich. So man, like hopefully we can just start putting points on the table and start to climb up, and then obviously just gotta let Amarin do his thing. But obviously Chelsea now, big game on the weekend when they face you. But we'll talk about that more so on the preview episode. Very, very quickly, bro. Just because obviously with Amarin United, I think I should have mentioned it before. But how highly do you rate Gyökeres?
Watching him yesterday, I think my only concern with him is I think he needs to go to the right team. And I think this is a mistake that a lot of players make. His strength from what I've seen in every clip I've seen is on the break and transitions. I don't know how good he's going to be if he's playing for a team that oppositions are camping in their box against him. And now he has to find space and get goals. So I think if he goes to the right team that lets him play that kind of transition football, I think he'll be perfect. He'll just do what he's doing now. But I think if you now take him from what he's doing now and you then try to put him, like I think I'm a lot less confident that he'd work at Arsenal right now than maybe I was before after watching him. But I think like a Chelsea, maybe the way they kind of play, maybe I can see that working more. So again, I think it's more a play style thing with him. But I think clearly as a finisher, he's a real problem. Like he's finishing, even that I think
he's a physical specimen as well.
Physical specimen. But like, even that was it a first goal where he was it a second one when he hit into the ground? The Ozil.
Yeah, that was the first goal. Yeah, some people were saying, did he mean it? Did he not mean it? Etc. I'm like,
if he meant that, then he's the finishing is crazy. I think
Ozil did it. Ozil's done it multiple times, where it's like, that's deliberate. Like Ozil was doing it on purpose. Whereas some people are saying we don't know. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'll give it to him. He played it off. So, but yes, I think that's my thing. I think it's play style dependent. I think right now I haven't seen much, but what I've seen and the clips I've seen, I think that's what I think about him. That it's like I think it's a play style thing more than because I think if he goes to the wrong team, I don't know how it would work. If now everyone is behind the ball and he needs to now be a different type of striker. And again, you look at what your current traits are and you maximize it. And I think that's what a lot of players do wrong. They have their current traits and they go to a team that your current traits are now neglected because there's no breakaway space anymore. And now you're a fraud. And that's how it goes. So
I hear you.
Yeah, man. But what do you think about him? I know where do you stand? Because I've been seeing a lot of the United. I don't know where you stand on this too. The United, is Gyökeres going to follow Amarin? I'm like, you guys spent 70 million on Højlund, 30 on Xerxes. Are you really going to go spend another 70, 80 on Gyökeres? Where do you stand on that?
You know what? I think firstly, Amarim even said that, he's not going to go anywhere until the end of the season. And then, obviously it's down for him to decide whatever is going to happen. But like you mentioned, I think Amarin, he's gonna come in and he's gonna work with what we've got first. And I don't know what discussions him and the board has had as regards to, players like who he has to work with, or like how much freedom he's got as regards to him saying, you know what, this player isn't for me. And then now it's down to the club to try and move the player on, and he can. I'm not exactly sure what all of that is, but yeah, obviously, like you mentioned, you've invested a lot of money into Højlund. Xerxes, you've not invested as much. So yeah, but obviously you still made the signing. And yeah, like I think I understand naturally when you've got a manager coming in and you've got a striker who's been scoring at the rate that he's been scoring at, then naturally you're gonna say, oh yeah, come to us, that would be great. But yeah, man, I don't think it's that simple at all, man. So I think Amarin's gonna first come and he's gonna try work with what he's got, and then we'll see like how much influence he has as regards to, or how much freedom he has to say, you know what, this player isn't for me. And then
because he might come in and say, "That's it, brother. Hey, unfortunately, it's gonna be a one season thing," and then this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, because even like it'll be interesting to see even when Xerxes does play, like just from looking at it, I don't know if Xerxes will play that. He'll play in behind. It looks like he'll play like in one of those in behind roles, because it's like so like profile wise, he doesn't look like he can be like the person that's doing like the Gyökeres role. Like it looks like profile wise, even though they're not the exact same profile and there's differences, but that looks more like Højlund because of his speed and strength. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, bro, very quickly moving on. Obviously, this was another big game between two teams that like they would be hoping to like challenge for those top 4 spaces. And yeah, man, I think I predicted a draw. You predicted a win, but the team you predicted a win for isn't the team that won, because it was Tottenham that ended up scoring 4 and getting the win over Villa. And yeah, bro, I don't know how much you were able to catch of this.
I watched the second half of the first half.
Okay, cool. I'll quickly give like my thoughts because I watched the whole game. But yeah, I think the first half, Spurs wasn't really that good. Like I would say Villa were probably the better side. Anana hit the post from a set piece. I think there was a decent chance for Watkins as well, where Rodgers played him through, and it was not a great finish. But yeah, Spurs they weren't flowing. Things weren't great in the first half. Second half, I think much better. Solanke, great finish for his first goal, and then obviously he got in there for the second goal as well. I think even the first goal that Spurs scored, great cross from Son, he seemed to be quite upset that he got taken off afterwards. But it was a great
it was a wet sub in general.
I think maybe he was just trying to protect him, but to be fair, he brought on Richarlison, and then Richarlison got the assist for the next goal. So and they went on to win. So I guess got given credit for that. But I think Tottenham's performance in the second half was much better. I think Villa were quite flat, and I think when Tottenham got the equalizer, and then Kulusevski, it's been spoken about a lot, but when he's playing centrally, he's so much more effective, as opposed to him playing on the flanks. He's been a major source of creation for the team. And man, obviously now is
Maddison being dropped.
What'd you say?
Any thoughts on Maddison being dropped?
Yeah, no, I was even going to say that that I think part of the reason why Ange is more comfortable dropping Maddison is because Kulusevski, essentially, he's also able to create. It'll be interesting to see how things are when he decides to play with both of them, especially if he decides to play with both of them centrally. If he tries to go with play them as 8s potentially, or maybe play Kulu as an 8 and Maddison as a 10. I don't know if he'll try and do that. But yeah,
yeah, he has been doing that.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see if like with Madison, if they both can click simultaneously and they both can like be extremely effective. Yeah. So but I think Sarr, full credit to him as well. I think he's playing very well.
I have to give him a massive shout, man. He had a really good game.
Yeah, he's playing very well. He's doing his thing. So yeah, full credit to him. But yeah, man, like I think Solanke getting goals, that would do a lot for their confidence. Johnson again, he's just having a habit of just getting into the box, like getting into the right position, and yeah, he's doing his thing. I think from a Villa perspective, bad loss. They've lost in the Champions League today as well. And then they've got Liverpool on the weekend as well. So now it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to kind of like this run, because they started the season quite well. So now they've had some difficult results. It'll be interesting to see what Emery does and how he responds. But overall, good win for Tottenham. Like really good. I think, like after that City result, like they would have wanted to continue the momentum, and that's exactly what they've done. And yeah, also great free kick by Madison as well. Like that was top quality. And so yeah, man.
Yeah, no. Again, I think you said it all. But what's it called? I was thinking that any more players that just to again echo what you said, man. I think Sarr, he had a really good game, because as much as I didn't watch the first half, but what I heard that he was also massive in that first half too. Even when Villa were breaking or maybe doing stuff, he was just picking everything up. And I think Ange, the midfield, I feel like what he's going with right now is a lot more balanced as well. This is why, which is why I think the Sarr, Bissouma, and Kulu all Madison is just more defensively solid. Like I think playing Kulu and Madison, I still think it's suicidal against the big teams. So again, I think these are the kind of I guess changes or little tweaks that we wanted to see and start making as well. Just respect your position, and clearly he did it in this game, and it's worked out for them, because ultimately they were a lot more solid from what I saw. And the second half, they just took the game away from Villa. I think Villa didn't know what hit them in the second half. So fair play, man. Really good win and big game for Spurs. We both said that it was going to be challenging. I thought Villa would edge it. I think I would say that I did say the set piece thing, and the set piece came through, but just Villa just weren't able to actually capitalize and build on it. So, but very big win by Spurs, and they're in a really good run of form now. So let's see how long it can go.
And bro, last game that we will quickly talk about is obviously Fulham and Brentford. And man, this was a hard game to call. I don't even when we were doing our predictions, I remember I was so conflicted. I was like, I don't know. Should I draw? I remember I was thinking, I don't know what to do. And I said, I'm just gonna go for a Fulham win, and then I remember obviously you predicted a draw, and then I was even thinking, oh man, can I change it, etc. And then it was just like, it's locked in. And then, man, I just went for Fulham to edge it. And then it's funny because obviously Brentford, like they got the goal, which was a good strike, like a really good strike. And then obviously it was one of those games where it just looked like Fulham were just huffing and puffing, and they just couldn't break Brentford down, man. Like, like they were trying, they couldn't. And then obviously Harry Wilson comes on and then obviously gets that goal, which, like obviously some people are saying absolutely brilliant finish. Some people are saying quite lucky, but regardless, man, it ended up in the back of the net. And man. And then obviously he goes to get the winner. So it was funny because at that moment I was thinking, man, that's aces draw.
Man. I was so angry when I saw the result. I said, I didn't need this, man. I didn't need this.
And then I said, man. But man. But I think that was always going to be a difficult game, like to predict, because I think they're two teams that, man, like attacking wise, they've been doing their thing, and obviously London derby as well. So man, like I think a good game, like from a Fulham perspective, because like they really had to just continue. It can be so frustrating. Like, and again, a lot of the bigger sides, that's what they're used to, when it's just like you're going, and it's like you can't break through. So I think Fulham, yeah, man, like they had to really say, you know what, we're gonna be patient, we're gonna continue trying things, we're not gonna stop. And yeah, not only did they get the equalizer, but they got the winner as well. But yeah, any very quick thoughts on that match, bro?
Nah, nothing else to really
No.
add. Yeah, again,
Cool.
both teams are doing really well right now, and yeah, Fulham got edged in the end. So fair play to them, man. Really, really good. Like both teams are just doing very well this season. So let's see how long it can last for both of them.
Yeah,
See how it goes.
for real. Just a couple other quick shout outs with the results. Obviously, Forest, they're continuing their thing. 3-0 against West Ham. Chris Wood scores again.
Oh, did you end up having them? I know at one point you had them in the relegation thing. I don't know if you changed it in the second one. Did you end up having them?
I changed it. I didn't have them. I think I put Southampton, Leicester, and Everton. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I said Ipswich survive. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
but yeah,
the other day. But now they're not even just that. I think a lot of people had them as potentially going down this year, and they've just blown.
Bro, they're flying, man. Full credit to Nuno. Like full credit. Like doing their thing, man. So it's like proper doing their thing. But yeah, obviously Southampton, they got a win, which is massive for them against Everton. Like absolutely crazy. Massive. Yeah, absolutely massive. And then Wolves as well. I just thought, obviously they got the 2-2 against Palace, but I think they have been a little bit unlucky with some of the fixtures, so I'll be interested to see. I think they've got a much more favorable fixture run coming up, so I think this is where Gary O'Neill's really going to be assessed now, because I think they've got to start picking up the wins, because I think they do have players, again, like Cunha, like even the Strand Larson. I think they've got players who can put the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, we've spoken before about like Ait Nori and like his threat. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what type of run they go on from here. But yeah, just thought it would be worth mentioning a couple of those results. But yeah, bro, just before we finish, let us get, if it's going to allow me.
Try.
That's not it. There we go. All right, cool. Hey man, that's the prediction table currently. So yeah, if I quickly go through the predictions that we made. So obviously, I think with the United Chelsea match, I think I went for a 2-1 United win. Ace went for a 2-2 draw, so that gave him 1 point. With the Arsenal match, we both went for 2-1 Arsenal wins, and obviously we both got no points for that. And with the Spurs Villa match, I went for a 2-2 draw, no points there. Ace went for 2-1 Villa win, no points there. With Liverpool and Brighton, we both went for 3-1 wins for Liverpool. Obviously it was 2-1. Yeah, so we both got 1 point for that. With the City Bournemouth game, I went for a 2-1 City win, no points there. Ace went 2-2 City Bournemouth, no points there as well. Then obviously the big one, Fulham Brentford, Ace went 2-2 Brentford, no points for that. And obviously I went for a 2-1 Fulham win, which gave me 3 points. So yeah, man. Currently
racking up. I don't even need corrections. I need the actual score lines.
So yeah, man, I have extended my lead there. With that correct score. So the gap is still 6 points, which isn't a lot, to be honest. It really is just 2 correct scores. So yeah, I think in 1 week everything can change very quickly. So yeah, like I said, I think Ace was leading for a few weeks, and then I've taken over. And yeah, like we've got the FPL competition going on as well, which we'll talk about in the preview episode. But yeah, man, a lot to play for. But yeah, bro, before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts, any last words, anything you want to say?
Nah, nothing really. Just again, as always, thank you to everyone who is joining. Please don't forget to leave a like, helps us out a lot. And just thank you to everyone who has been tuning in. And yeah, another very good stream, bro. So thank you to you as well, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. And yeah, bro, likewise, thank you to you as always. And yeah, thank you to the people. Like I always say, whoever's watched the stream for 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, the whole stream. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate anyone who shared, liked, and subscribed. We appreciate whoever's engaged on the socials, whoever's been commenting. And yeah, man, whoever's just been supporting what it is that we've been doing. And yeah, like we've mentioned as well, if you want to get involved, if you would want to feature on the channel, feature on the episode, yeah, please get in contact with us. You can message us on anywhere, any one of our socials. We'll try to pick that up. You can even leave a comment on the YouTube video. You can just comment on the YouTube video and let us know. And we'll be happy to engage and speak to you guys and try to sort something out. But yeah, man, obviously we've still got some football going on currently, and football for the rest of the week, and then we'll be back on Friday for the Premier League preview. So yeah, man, I hope everyone has a great end to their week. And yeah, man, we'll see everyone soon. Stay blessed.
Sweet. Thanks, everyone.